We'll get started in just a moment. I'm getting all my screens situated. Happy Friday, everybody. Okay, just a moment here. And let's see. There. I'm just getting all my streams started so we can get everything going just how we want it. Okay. All right. Woo-wee. So, okay, we'll get started here in about one more minute, everybody. Hi, happy Friday. And kind of see a different camera angle tonight because, oops, as I knock a camera over. Ooh-wee. So, I know I have been gone for a while, and I am going to fill you in on all of that here in just a moment. Let's see here. And I gotta get another window up here. Let's see. That's the one I want right there. Okay. So, happy Friday, everybody. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Mickey. Oh, my goodness. Hi, R. Murray. How are you this evening? Have me some coffee here. It's a crisp fall. Believe it or not, it's nippy and cool here where I live. It's actually had a high of like 65 today. Oh my goodness, it was wonderful. Oh, wonderful, Stephanie. Congrats. Hi, hi, Marion. Hi, Mike and Linda. So, yes, everyone, I am streaming into Facebook and YouTube at the same time this evening. And, oh my goodness, hi, Gia. Hi, Gia from Troy, Michigan. So, everyone, I have had to cancel a few of my lives here recently. I have still a little bit of an issue, but I had to have emergency eye surgery. So I had some issues with the retina in my right eye, and after a major laser treatment, it's all better. I still see some funky things on that side of my vision, but it's all getting better, and I'm actually able to sit at a sewing machine now without getting super dizzy. Hi, Terry. So that was an adventure. That's the adventure I have been on. That is the reason I've been canceling my lives right and left. But I am back in full force, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay. Tonight's episode is all about doing yarn couching in embroidery mode on the Solaris right here. Okay. And what that is... That started with kit number 1, upgrade kit 1 on the Solaris, was the embroidery yarn couching. All the embroidery foot came with that upgrade and built-in designs. We'll go over here to the machine in a minute. I'll tell you what all I've been doing about that. And, oh, hi, Becky. Hi, Janelle. Let's see here. Hi, Vanessa. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. It's been interesting. Hi, Mia. And I am doing so much better with that, but boy howdy, I will tell you what, I'm still dropping steroids into that eye to prevent scar tissue, but yeah. Getting a needle in your eye to numb it before they start that was interesting, and I will just tell you, boy, I'm glad I have insurance, that's all I can say. Okay, so back to this. What we are doing tonight. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Good day. Oh, and Valerie, for all of my friends in Australia and Canada, deepest condolences with your loss to the Queen last week and all of that. So, yes, my My heart's with you on that one. So, thank you, Vanessa. Okay, so, oh, hold on. Roseanne, I will be coming to Decorative Stitches in Shelby Township, Michigan, March the 10th and the 11th for a Sashiko event. So that's when I will be there. Okay. So, with Upgrade Kit 1 is what started the yarn couching in embroidery mode on the Solaris machine. And with the new Solaris Vision or Kit 3, there's a new thing, and I'm going to explain all this when I put the screen on, but now they've added yarn couching in embroidery mode with a yarn couching alphabet and numbers, and it's pretty cool, and that's what we're going to be exploring tonight. Thank you, Vanessa. Wonderful, Roseanne. I'll look forward to seeing you there. Yes, awesome. So, let's see here. Let me get my other screen popped up. There we go. Have some more coffee. But long story short, before the surgery and directly thereafter, any bright light was extremely painful, and I was seeing streaks of light into my vision in my right eye. And I stayed in a pretty dark room here before the surgery and then afterwards for a day or two afterwards. But it's quickly improving. It's improving enough that I can sit in front of a sewing machine. Let me just put it that way. I go back a week from Monday to see how it's healing and everything and all that fun stuff. So, all that being said, let's do some fun stuff because it's been a while for me, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to swap my camera. And one more thing, everybody. Tomorrow I will be doing another episode of my Quilts in Italy series. We're piecing the Lacy Log Cabin, and that is going to be on the Baby Lock Euphoria, which is out of the Serger family. I'll be piecing some blocks on that tomorrow. And I'll put a link. It's all posted on the YouTube page so you can find that. So let's get started. Let's swap our cameras. And I don't want it upside down. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to show you how I have it threaded first before I even go into the screens. Okay. So, here's the yarn that I'm using. And I'm going to hold my handheld camera here. I'm going to back this up. This is size number 4 yarn. That is very important. A number 4 yarn. And as you can see, I just have it here on my table beside the machine where I can pull out of the end to get more yarn out because you don't want it tight. You want it loose. And what I do, I drape it right up here to my rack. Okay? Okay? And it goes through that loop over to here. Then it's going to come down to right here. This comes with Upgrade Kit 1, or if you had the Solaris 2 or the Solaris Vision, this comes with it. And it fits right here in this little attached hole right here. You can see that. Okay? The yarn goes into this top holder down here to this one, and then there's a special yarn couching embroidery foot that comes with that attachment. I'm just going to get this back into, hold on just a minute here, get this back into its holder. That keeps it in its correct threading path. There we go. There shouldn't be no looping down here or anything, because where you're going to keep the tension loose at is right here, okay? And I just have a little a small little pool right here that I will watch while we're stitching. And it goes through this special foot just for yarn. Yes, Stephanie, you should get size 4 yarn for all couching projects with this machine and its foot. Yes, absolutely yes. If you put it larger, thinner definitely won't work. But that's what is recommended is size 4, and that's what I recommend as well. Okay. So, and acrylic, this is acrylic yarn. You don't have to have fancy yarn to do this by any means. But after we get it threaded, then comes the fun part. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have the original Solaris, but I have all 3 upgrade kits. So I have everything, I have all the features that the new Solaris Vision has. So the first thing, if you're at home and you want to see another way to do this, check this out. See that little icon right up here? Hold on. Right there with the question mark. If you touch that, it brings up an on-screen help menu. And what you can do to see how to do this, 2 places. Touch the video section and then embroidery number 1. And this icon right here is the embroidery yarn couching. And there's a 5.5 minute video that'll show you all of these steps that I just explained to get it threaded and all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to close that. Another place to get information on how to set up the machine for embroidery yarn couching is to go back to this screen, the help screen, go to the PDF manual, Kit 1, and then, and I have that enlarged, but there's a whole section with step-by-step pictures and written instructions on how to do this right here. It says embroidery, and then you can see the yarn couching in preparing for embroidery couching. And that's what that is. It'll tell you step by step how to set up that embroidery foot and all that fun stuff. Once you get it threaded, what it should look like is this right here. Okay. Notice, and you have about a 6-inch tail or so that's loose, like this. And we're actually going to do some stitching out here in just a moment. But I'm going to go over the 2 different types. We're going to do 2 different types of embroidery couching tonight. And so I'm going to close that menu. Just remember that help menu up there will tell you how to do anything you want to do with your machine. Same applies to Altair, Destiny, Meridian. They all have that little icon, and there is built-in help for you to figure out how to do some of this stuff. So first we're going to go to embroidery. And this icon right here with the letter C, that's for couching. We're going to touch that. And this is what came with Kit 1, the first upgrade, or with the Solaris 2 or the Solaris Vision. If you have the Vision, you have both 1 and 2. If you have Kits 1 and Kit 3, you'll have both of those tabs. This was Kit 1. The alphabet was just released with Kit 3 or the new Solaris Vision. So that is a Solaris Vision upgrade is what that is. Now, here's the thing about it though. If you have the original Solaris and you don't have Kit 1 but you buy Kit 3, you still will not be able to do this because you don't get all the feet and everything with Kit 1 that came with Kit 1. And you have to have that or it will not work. So just so you know, if you have the original Solaris, You must have kit 1 and kit 3 to do this. Check out some of the beautiful designs though. There's animals, there's a squirrel, deer, owl, grapes, mushrooms, leaves. Check them out, all kinds of leaves and flowers. We're going to do this one here in just a minute, number 12. More cool designs, roses, butterflies, some filigree stuff. Really cool stuff. Look at the pretty heart. How big is that heart? That's a big one. It's 7 by 7 inches. As you can see, there is, with all the upgrades in it, there are 40 designs in here that you can actually use for that. And I was playing around. I did a test while I set this up. This, what I'm about to show you, is actually number, let's see here. It is, which one did I do here? It is, it's down, down, down. Here we go. I did this one right here, number 40. I'm just going to set that for a moment so you can see that. Let's get a bigger view of it on our screen. That's the one I stitched out while I was setting the machine up for tonight. And here it is. Oops. There we go. There it is. And that's all in yarn. Pretty cool, right? Hi, Betty. So, pretty cool. That's what we're going to do. A different one though tonight. That one I just showed you happened to fit in the 5 by 7 hoop, and that's what I did by test on. So let me close that. I have a 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop in the machine right now, and I'm just going to delete that because we're not going to do that one again. So what we are going to do, we're going to go back to our couching menu, and I'm going to select number 12 this time. Okay, and then I'm going to set it. Then I'm going to move it into the upper left corner, right there. And this is 3.8, basically 3.5 by 3.5. And now I've got it moved, positioned where I want it. I'm going to touch embroidery. And guess what? It is ready to stitch out, everybody. Now, for my upper thread, I have some gray Aurifil. I have a pre-wound embroidery bobbin. It's white. And then I have my yarn here. Okay. So you can see I just have that yarn sitting there nice and loose. And that's what I will monitor, is this right here. I am going to lightly hold on to this to the side as it gets started. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to press the start button. I'm just going to hold it to the side while it gets started here, down here towards me, and it's just stitching away. It's doing its thing. Pretty cool, right? I'll get you a little bit closer view here. There we go. And you can see how that's doing that. Check it out. It's just a very slight zigzag stitch that it uses. Oops, I touched my screen. There we go. There we go. And now it's just going to stitch it out. It says it takes about 4 minutes for this design. I'm going to back up the camera so you can see how I'm feeding that yarn. Check it out. So here it is. And as it feeds up, I just make sure there's no kinks in it or anything like that. I'm just keeping it nice and neat and loose right down here, so it feeds all the way through the machine into here. Pretty cool. Easy. This is a great project to do and to sit here and sip on your coffee. I don't have the machine set to go slow, it automatically does that, everybody. The machine sets the speed itself. Oh, Kimberly, I am using the yarn guides that came with it, and it was not an upgrade number 2, it was upgrade number 1, is what came with that. But I've got all the yarn guides that came with the kit when it started doing the embroidery couching. And what we're talking about is this one right over here, right here, that attaches to the machine, right there. Okay. That kit 1 actually came with 2 of those yarn guides. One is for it to be in sewing mode. This one that I'm using now is actually for embroidery mode. So it came actually with 2 yarn guides. The sewing mode one is to be used with the digital dual feed foot. Wonderful question. Hi Gia. What size needle do you use? Right now, I always have an 80 needle in, but you could use a 75 or an 80 or a 90. You know, whatever, it really doesn't matter, quite honestly. But I will tell you, I normally keep a size 80 or a 90 needle in my machine because I just find I have less issues with thread fraying or anything like that. And yes, you can increase the size of the designs slightly, not super large, but you can increase them a bit, yes. And the designs are multiple sizes. They're not all small designs. So that is complete. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my yarn underneath the foot and pull it towards me. It cut my threads. I'm going to pull it towards me and I'm going to leave a tail on it. And I'm going to snip it. Okay, now my foot is still threaded right there. And then what I would do, I would use a yarn needle and take this to the underside and put a knot on it at the back, on the bottom side of this to secure it. That's all you would have to do to secure those. You actually put both loose ends to the back and bring them together and tie a knot to finish them off on the back, and that keeps them nice and secure and all that fun stuff. But let's have a better look at it. I'm going to back the camera up. I'm going to take out the hoop. There we go. Check that out. But there's a lot of fun, cool designs in there. If you've ever free motion couched, this does not have any loose yarn on the top. The way it does it, and the gray thread really doesn't show up on this. However, that is something you probably want to be cognitive of and make sure it will either match your yarn or match the background fabric on it. Now on my hooping here, this is 100% cotton fabric. I also have no-show mesh on the back of it as well. Okay. So I'm just going to stick this back in. So we're going to do something else on it yet. The new ones, now this design is from Kit 1, the first upgrade. Okay. Now, let's go here back to our machine. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit my home icon and click on OK. Because now I'm going to go back to embroidery, select the C category, which is couching, embroidery couching. And now we're going to look at this. Now, you have an uppercase, lowercase, and numerals and some punctuation marks. So here is something I want everyone to think about. Yes, you can do some beautiful, and these are not small, everybody. Check this out. Let's go to the letter B. Oops. It is 2.8 by 2.3 inches. They are not small. Okay? So if we wanted to, I'm going to set that, edit. Now, let's go to sizing. So if I touch this one and bring it as large as it will go, that brought it to 3.3 to 2.75. I'm going to reset it to original. And now, and that is the largest it can go, because notice these are not, you cannot use the density enlarging icon on the couching. That's as large as it can go, to 3.3 to 2.7. You can go smaller to 2.5 to 2. Normal size 2.8 to 2.3. So there's your enlargement sizes on that. I'm going to leave it at its stock default setting and click on OK. And we're going to do the letter B for baby lock. Okay, we're going to hit our embroidery icon. It's in embroidery edit now. And we're going to touch embroidery. It's ready to go. Threading the same way. But this time, I'm doing it up here in this upper corner. I set it for this upper quadrant of my hoop, the upper right quadrant. And we're just going to tell it to get going, and it's going to stitch that out. Check it out. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. It didn't turn green on me. What did I not do? Hold on. Oh. Make sure I didn't have my embroidery. So guess what? You will not be able to start it if you don't have that lever right there down, locking your embroidery hoop in the machine. Now it's locked down, and notice I have the green light. If it's in the up position, it's red. How many of y'all have done that? Like I just did on camera. Okay. So here we are. Now we're ready to start. Woohoo. And we're going to yarn embroidery couch, the letter B for baby lock. Here we go. And now we just gonna stay here and let it do its thing. Get you the best view I can get. Here we go. It's doing the letter B. It started at the bottom of the letter. And this is so cool, everybody. At Baby Lock Tech, Karen Parker, one of our educators, was there, and she is the master at this. Oh my goodness. It was amazing, some of the things that she had done. Just completely amazing. And once again, as I pull some out, I just let it be loose right here. I don't want to pull out so much that it makes a pile, because then it could get a knot in it. But as you can see, I'm just leaving it loose. And it's loosey-goosey until it gets up here to our upper thread rack. Then it goes through both loops down to our yarn guide, and there's another yarn guide on the actual embroidery foot itself. So there's 3 places for that yarn. to pass through safely. But isn't this cool, everybody? Check it out. And as you can see, it's making a fairly large letter. I was messing with the yarn and caused it to skip, so that's a no-no, everybody. That was all about me right there. Should have been messing with the camera, but it's all good. This is just a practice piece anyway, right? There we go. And after this finishes, I'm going to show you a couple of things just for y'all that have this. You can start experimenting with it, but you can take these letters and numbers and combine them and get all kinds of interesting designs out of just what was before. Maybe I'm going to show you something really cool you can do with the letter 2, the letter number 2. Thanks to Karen Parker for this idea. She is really a great educator, and she has went above and beyond playing with the yarn couching stuff here on the Solaris too. It is so cool. I was inspired to come home and start playing myself. But see, it goes at a nice even pace, and and it's probably down to like 500 stitches per minute or something. It automatically does that because once you set it into yarn couching mode, Stephanie, I don't know if Karen has YouTube video. I'm pretty sure she does, but yeah, just do a search for Karen Parker. She has some wonderful stuff out there. So cool. She is also a palette guru as well. And what it's doing there, it's actually overlapping where those two letters meet. And I broke my thread. See there? Okay, and that's okay, because all I have to do, let me see something here. Yes, let me just rethread my upper thread. That's what it's asking for. Since it's doing what it's doing here, I don't have to worry about anything. I can just restart it once I get it threaded. Rethreaded. Oops. This is the your upper thread. Come here, you. Here we go. Here we go. And we're just going to give her another go and let her start moving. This is not something you can turn on and just leave your machine. You need to stay with it while it's doing all this fun stuff, everybody. It does require you to babysit the machine when you're doing this. And that little place where it skipped right over here, you could actually take a piece of yarn and a yarn needle and add the yarn manually to that little notch right there, and you'd never be able to tell that it was done. go and fix it. Easy peasy. And I'm pretty sure Karen is on YouTube. I know she's on Facebook. I'm not sure if she's on YouTube or not. There it is. It's going to fit. It's going to do that bottom of the letter B now. And notice that one little flub up thing that where the upper thread broke. I didn't have to break anything. All I had to do was just rethread that upper thread, and it was good to go. And that is complete now. Woohoo! Once again, I'm going to pull my yarn towards me. Oops, hold on here. So you can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to leave it about a 4-inch tail. And we're good to go to something else. Alrighty. Now then, I am going to pull this out so we can get a look at it. Hold on. Here we go. Check that out. But there's the letter B. Okay. And we'll reattach it. Come on, you. Get in there. There we go. Let's go back over here to our screen now. Okay. And I'm going to clear that off. Click on OK. Go back into Embroidery, the C. Then we are going to go to the letters and the numbers. So think of different, homework for everybody is think of different ways you can combine letters and numbers to make patterns. For instance, one cool one in my humble opinion is this, the letter O and the letter X, X's and O's. We all know that means hugs and kisses, right? So I'm going to pull up first the letter X. Now I'm going to change my hoop size to a large one, the 10.5 by 16, so there's plenty of room for this demo. I'm not going to stitch this out, everybody. But let's just do this. I'm going to center it. And then I'm going to bring in another one. That's the X. Let's do the O now. X. O. Set. And then I'm going to move that down. There we go. I just want it to barely nudge each other. There we go. Now I'm going to group those two together. Pinked out, click on OK. And then here's where it actually connects both of those so it reads as one design. I just grouped both of those items together. Okay. And now I want to add more of those, so I'm going to go to this border function. And I want to add some above it. So there's vertical. I'm going to add some to the top if I can. There we go. I can tell by looking there's not enough room to put any more at the bottom. We'll try though and see. No. But that's okay. Now I could bring it over. What I can do though, I think I can rotate it. Let's see if there's enough room to rotate it to its side. No? Well, that's interesting. Look what that did. Let's put it back up. If I rotate it, it did that. Now that's kind of cool looking. So we'll come back to that. So that's really cool. But what I wanted to do was to rotate the whole thing so it's not going to be wide enough. Notice it's 11 inches and that's only 10 and a half. That's why it would not rotate. So we're just going to select OK. Then we're going to go back to our border function. We're going to add some. We're going to select horizontal and we're going to add some this way. And now I'd have a nice, cool little design that I could put that in. However, let's just center that because then we can click on OK and go to Add. And this is something you can sit and play with because you can come up with all kinds of really cool designs. Check this out. Let's go down this way. And we're going to take, oops, nope, don't want that. Go back to the bottom. I'm going to take this exclamation point, hit set. It's right there in the center, so I'm going to go to Edit and Move. And I'm going to bring it up towards the top. Well, that's kind of, look how it fit inside the top of that X. That's cool, but that's not what I originally planned to do. But I really like how that worked. But I'm going to rotate it onto its side. There we go. Now I am going to go back to my border function, go to horizontal, and I'm going to add one on the end, one on the beginning. And notice I've kind of made like a page separator, like a bar. Pretty cool. I'm going to move it over this way some. I'm going to do just that little dot and add it over here. Oops, nope. Okay. I'm going to go back to Add. Couching, letters, to the very bottom. There's just the dot, set, and we'll go to Move. I'm going to bring it all the way up, then all the way over this way. I'm going to manually set this. A little bit more, and that's where I want it. And then I'm going to click on OK and go back to Group, and I'm going to group that entire line together. I don't want that, just that. And then I'm going to go back to Edit and group that, and now I'm going to, do I want to do that or not? I'm thinking. Let's ungroup it. We're going to copy it, and then we're going to move the copy to the bottom. So there'd be a little design you could stitch out. It measures 14 by basically 14 by 10 inches. Pretty cool. All kinds of different things you can do with this. No, Coralie, this is not a function you can do. You can combine letters just like I'm doing now on the Altair or the Meridian. You just can't do the couching like I'm doing, like this would be on it. But everybody, you can do this with any alphabet. For instance, I'll show you that in just a moment. I just want to get over my little couching demo here. But some examples, let me just close this out now. Go back to here, click on OK. Go to embroidery, and I'm going to go to my pocket because I was playing. Check this out. I want you to look at this little design here. That is actually the number 2, 2 of them reversed and flipped. So check this out. I'm going to show you how I did that because I just thought that was cooler than heck. We're going to go back here, embroidery, couching, here. We'll go down here to the numbers. Oops, there we go, number 2. Set it. And now I'm going to go to edit, copy, reverse it. That flips it from right to left. And then I'm going to go to move. And I'm going to move it over and up. And then kind of in together right there. Pretty cool. Click on OK, go to embroidery mode. We're going to get a closer look at it. And there we go. Now how cool is that? Just using the number 2. So the question was, can you do anything like this on the Altair? You cannot do the couching like this on the Altair. However, you can do this on the Altair. Let's clear this out. Okay, we're going to go to embroidery, alphabets. Let's use, we'll use number 1. For this example, go to our numbers, the number 2, and we're going to set it. We're going to go to edit, and I want to make that bigger just so that we can see it easier. Okay, that's as large as I can make it. You can do the same thing on the Altair, what I'm doing here, everybody. Then we're going to select OK. The Altair also has this feature right here, this repeat border feature. Then what I do have to do though, let me think here, let me go back. I forgot to do this. Edit, we're going to copy it. It won't let me flip it. Let me see here, hold on. I know what it is. Let me just back it up a bit. There we go. It's not gonna let me do that, but I bet I can rotate it. Let's see here. Let me think. No. Hold on. Excuse me. Return. Let's just start over. So I learned something new, everyone. Let's try something again here. Not that. Back to that. Number 2. Set. Edit. It will not allow you to flip it horizontally from right to left. So you cannot do that with the number 2 in the alphabets that are built into the machines. However, you can select these to repeat them. For instance, there's that number 2. We can add them to the bottom, to the top. You could switch to horizontal, then add a row to the right, to the left. Make something like that. What these down here do, this one will add space in between. See how it's stretched it out? Let's get it centered. We'll stretch it out some more. Then if I switch it to vertical, I can do the same thing this way. Check it out. And it's only limited by how much space you have to play with. Let's go back to the vertical. with the one next to it, then you can actually reduce the size of the spacing. Lots of different ways to play with that. One thing that would be cool with this, if you have someone someone who's really into computers. So binary computer language is a series of ones and zeros, right? It is. Just trust me on that. So what you could do to make a really cool embroidery patch for someone is this. Let's just go back to our home screen and click on OK. We'll go back to embroidery, alphabet. I'm going to use that number 1 script. I'm going to go here and I'm going to select 1. And I'm going to go to a second space and select 0. And then I'm going to hit set. Okay. And then I'm going to go to edit, the border function. Now I'm going to add some to the top, to the bottom. And then I'm going to go to horizontal and add some to the right, the left. Now it'd be really cool also to actually have like each row be a different thing. Like here would be 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Anyway, you can play with the arrangement of that, because that is what you are seeing there is basic binary code for computers. That is how computers talk to each other, is through a series of zeros and ones. That's pretty cool. Think of the Matrix also. That's what the Matrix was like as well, from that old movie. Okay, so you can spend hours and hours and hours in front of your machine playing with that. So you don't have to have the Solaris to take advantage of that border function. However, if you want to play with embroidery couching, that is a Solaris only feature. I hope that made sense. There's that one more time. But isn't that cool? Okay. Let me get a sip of my coffee and I'm going to go back to a different screen here. Okay. Hi, Sandra. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Okay. Woo-wee. But that's a lot of fun. You can literally spend hours and hours playing with that on your machine. And I really love that border feature that's in Embroidery Edit, because you can do that with embroidery designs, with alphabets, whatever you can get on an embroidery screen, you can repeat it and change it using the border function on your machine, whether you have a Solaris or a Destiny or an Altair or Meridian, they all have that feature, and it's a lot of fun to play with. I'm reading messages right now. Oh, wonderful, Mickey. Wasn't that cool what Patty did with the flag on that? Yeah, she is Patty. Oh my God, she when that feature first came out, before it was released to the public, she made a lot of stuff with that. It was so cool. I saw that flag. It was beautiful. Excuse me. Any questions? Let's see here. Okay. So everyone, let me see here. So I tell you the right number. I'm looking something up on my computer. let's see here. My channel. There. There. Bum, 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 bum. There. There. Okay. And that's what I wanted to see. What I'm looking for here, everybody, that I want to tell everybody, and I don't want to just say it, because I want to make sure I give you the correct information, which I now have. Okay, so tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'll continue my Quilts in Italy series, and we are piecing Lacy Log Cabin. So far, I have done it on not only the Solaris, but the Accomplish, and tomorrow night I'll be using one of my sergers. I'll be using the Euphoria cover stitch machine to actually piece some log cabin blocks with. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's laid back, relaxing, lots of chatting. And let me just show you what one of those blocks look like as a preview. This is a Lacy log cabin block right here, which is what I'm making out of the Cave Quilts in Italy book. This right here. Pretty cool. 16 different blocks, 4 blocks of each, total of 64 blocks. We're going to get as far as we can get tomorrow night, and hopefully, no, it will be done not this weekend, but next weekend, because I will be working off camera to make sure that happens. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Oh my goodness. And let me just check all my message boards again here. Yes, Mickey, they will stack a little bit, and it's okay to stack a little bit on top of each other. So that is actually something you will need to check out. Patty, I will be at Pins and Needles in Cleveland for a visit on October let me pull up a calendar. I'll be there next month. Hold on. Well, we're still, let's see here. October. I will be there on October the 21st and the 22nd. I will be at Pins and Needles in Cleveland. Okay. And let's see. God willing, I will be there. Maybe I should preface by saying that, I guess. But yes, I will be there. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, it's a pleasure. Y'all mean so very much to me. I appreciate your support and patronage. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Hopefully I will see all of you again tomorrow night, beginning 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And to make that easy, that's Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville, Memphis, and New Orleans time. That is the central time zone. So it's easy, just an easy way to remember it that way. Minneapolis is in there too, everybody, in Des Moines. Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy the beautiful fall weather. I think it was yesterday fall began, and yay, it's wonderful. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.